everyone, welcome back to the Stitchberry channel, or welcome if this is your first time watching one of my videos. My name is Grace and I'm the crochet designer behind Stitchberry, and I love all things making and cozy, and I am so happy that you are here. But it has been a while since I last filmed a podcast episode. It has been absolutely insane and crazy, and I just have not had the time to sit down and record an episode. So I am so happy that I was able to find some time, because there are some projects that I really wanted to show you guys. So it's gonna be a good episode. I have a lot of things to show you. So grab a fun beverage: water, sparkling water, tea, coffee, hot chocolate. It is almost the holiday season. Today I just got back from a local coffee shop. I got my favorite vanilla iced latte, and I have it in this adorable little coffee koozie. This one is by All Things Lillian. It's so cute and so festive. All Things Lillian is literally one of my absolute favorite small businesses to support. She has literally the cutest designs. They're all hand illustrated, and she has so many wonderful products. And I recently was purchasing some socks of hers over Black Friday, and with a purchase of over 10, it was a special Black Friday deal. You got a free coffee koozie. So I'm so happy to use this year round. I've never really used any in the past, but honestly, after using this one the last couple days, I kind of want to get more. We'll see if that happens, because again, she has literally the cutest designs. But I will make sure to link her down below. Totally unsponsored. I'm just obsessed with literally everything she does. Alrighty, and with that, I think we can go ahead and dive into finished projects. I think it's 3 finished projects to show you. And let's start small and we can work our way up to the big finished project that I cannot wait to show you. I know that I had started the project that I'm about to show you, and I showed it on the last episode, but I have since finished them, and that is my adorable cozy autumnal socks is kind of what I'm calling them. I'm kind of calling them like my fall socks. So I used a sock set by Oak and Fiber, and again, everything that I mentioned will be linked down below. And this was her Hocus Pocus 2 sock set from last year. So I purchased it in 2022, and then I finally got around to using them this year. I did not follow a pattern for these socks. I just did 60 rounds. I started with the cuff. I believe I did like 18 or 20 rounds for the cuff. I used the mini skein, and then I did 9 rows of the main color, and then I did 1 row of purling the mini skein, and then I did 1 row of knit of the mini skein, and then I repeated that for the leg. I did a heel flap and gusset, and then I just knit the rest of the foot, and then I added the main color at the heel. So these are so cute. I'm so happy with how they turned out. I actually think that they might be one of my favorite pairs of socks that I've ever knit. I have not worn them yet. I just finished them several weeks ago, and I have not had a chance to block them yet, because I do want to block them out a little bit in the foot. They're just like tiny bit smaller than I would like, so I would like to add a little bit of stretch into them. But other than that, they are great, and I love them so much, and I cannot wait to wear them this winter. And my other finished project is also a pair of socks that I started and finished since the last time I filmed, which it's been over a month since I filmed, so really not that impressive. But also I finished these in probably 3 weeks. If I was just focused on these socks, I could have finished them in less than a week, but I had other things going on, so it's okay. But I made my Downton Abbey socks. I'm calling these my Downton Abbey or Tom and Sybil socks. If you've seen the show, you know. These are colors from Sorella from her Downton Abbey collection. So this green is Tom, and then the blue is called Sybil. On her nylon fingering weight sock yarn. And then the white is her like cream tonal from her winter tonal collection. So I wanted these to be a little bit shorter because most of my socks, I've made them to be longer, like my autumn socks. This is about the average length that I make. I do wear like joggers a lot in the winter time, and the longer socks that have the longer leg don't work quite as well with joggers just because they're not like right up against my skin like leggings are. So I definitely will be making at least one more pair, hopefully, of shorter socks. Like this is actually a really good length for me on the leg. I think for my next pair, I'm probably going to add just a couple more rows, maybe like half an inch more, but other than that, this is a really good length. And they worked up so quickly. I held the fingering yarn together to make a DK weight, so they're so thick and so cozy. So I held the green yarn together. I split the skein into 2 separate cakes to hold together for the cuff, and I think I did a short cuff, which I wish I had made it a little bit longer. I think I did maybe about 15 for the cuff. And then once I got into the leg, then I held the blue and the cream yarn together, did I think 5 rounds of the blue, and then I dropped the blue and picked up the green, and I was still working with the white yarn, did 5 rounds of the green and then back to the blue. So the white yarn is used throughout the entire sock except for cuff, heels, and toes. But then I was alternating between the others to create this really cool like striped marled look, and I think it looks so good. I love how it turned out. I have not done something like this before, but I definitely want to do in the future. I just think they look so cozy and like the cabin socks you see online. So I did carry my yarn. Love how these turned out. Again, they worked up really quickly because they didn't have a super long leg and because they were DK weight. And yeah, I really want to make some more socks like this because these are just so perfect for winter. Okay, my next finished project, I cannot believe I'm finally saying that it is finished. This is something that I have been working on since literally August, I think, or early September. I can't quite remember. It has been a labor of love, and you will see what I mean. When I showed this last, I was just showing random squares. I didn't quite know where I was like in the project, but I worked really hard. I really wanted to finish it in November, and I did that. It was like all I worked on for like 2 weeks straight, which is why these socks, it took a little bit longer to make them just because like there was a solid week I was not working on these at all. But that is this lovely plaid crochet blanket. It is so big, I won't be able to get it all in frame, but you can see it is just so cozy, and I love it so much. I love how it turned out, and yeah, I'm just so pleased with this. So this is a pattern design by me, which will be releasing in December. I've been so focused on finishing the sample in time that I really have not written much of the pattern, and tomorrow is December, so I have like 2 weeks. we're going to be cutting it close, but I am going to, this is like all I'm going to work on the rest of today is writing the pattern for this and getting this done. So we will be cutting it close, but I know I can get it done. So send coffee, because I'm really not looking forward to writing this, but it has to be done. And I'm just I'm so pleased with how this turned out. I really don't have any words for it. I used Cascade Yarns Pacific worsted. I will have it linked below. They kindly gifted the yarn to me for this design, so thank you so much, Cascade Yarns. I love it. It's one of my favorite acrylic wool blends. I'm pretty sure there's wool in it. It's so soft, and the color options are just so wonderful. There's so many. I want to say there's probably upwards of like 30 colorways, so there's so much you can do with this yarn. It is definitely like a true worsted weight size, but I kind of consider it a little bit more on the lighter side, which I really like. Like when I compare it in my head to like Brava is a thicker worsted weight, whereas this one is a little bit thinner. Be on the lookout for the release of this. My newsletter is always the first ones to know about a new pattern, as well as on Instagram and all that. So if you want to be up to date on when this pattern comes out, be sure to follow me on there or sign up for my email list. And I really don't have that much else to say other than this was so much work. And I don't want to say that to deter people from wanting to make this, because the final product, again, is just so beautiful. It's just a labor of love. Like if you really want this blanket, then you can push through it and you can do it. I was on a deadline with it. Like I knew I had to release it in December, so I think I would have enjoyed it more if I was just making it for fun and I could just like spend, you know, all of fall and winter working on it. Then I wouldn't have been so stressed and just so done with the pattern. But I am happy that I got it done, and I cannot wait to cozy up under it this winter. I only have one whip to show this week. Again, literally my focus in November was the blanket, and I just had the socks when I couldn't work on the blanket. So I really like don't have any like whips or anything to show you. I do want to cast on a new pair of socks, but I haven't quite decided what yarn I'm going to use yet, and kind of like if it's going to be for me or if it's going to be for someone else. So I do want to figure that out. But earlier this week I wanted to start a new design that I'm hoping to release in January, maybe February. It depends. I think I could get it out by the end of January, just with how quickly it's coming together. I am working on the back panel for a cardigan. I started this again like 3 days ago, and let's see if you can see that texture. It really doesn't come up that well on the camera, but you can see it just has a really like plushy texture. Again, I started this like 2 or 3 days ago, and in my opinion this is a lot for me that I got done in 2 days. Really, this is all I did yesterday from where this marker is to here, and the rest of this was done over 2 days. So like that's a lot of progress. Like that's really good. I did not get the chance to crochet much yesterday. I am loving how this is turning out. I've been wanting to design a big cozy oversized cardigan for literally the longest time, and I've tried it a couple times, but for whatever reason it just wasn't working out. I think a lot of it had to do with the yarn that I was using, and so I set it aside, the idea. And finally, as I was thinking about what I wanted to design for next year, I knew I wanted to revisit this idea and tackle it. And this time I decided I'm going to use some of my absolute favorite yarn ever, and that is Wonder Fluff by We Crochet. It is literally softest, fluffiest, coziest, warmest yarn ever. Like this is some of my all-time favorite yarn. I used it for the Ville French beret and the Barreau scarf, which is like my favorite big cozy scarf that I like to wear in the winter time. So I knew that this was going to be the perfect yarn for this design. And another perk of this yarn is because it is a bulky weight yarn, it just works up so quickly and so fast. Like I'm probably a third of the way through the back panel. Like I could probably get the back panel done in like a week, which is really crazy to me to think about. So that is the progress we have on this. Cannot wait to see it all come together, and I can't wait even more to wear it because again, this is like ultimate cozy cardigan. Okay, that is all of the projects that I have to share with you. Really quickly, wanted to let you know that the Verdant shawl pattern is officially out. It released several weeks ago, and I'm just so thankful and grateful for the love that this pattern has received. You've seen me work on this literally the entire year. Like I got the yarn in January of 2023, and it has taken me an entire year to develop, write, test this pattern. And because of just all the work that went into it, I was really nervous with how the pattern would be received, and just the love that it has gotten over the past couple weeks has really meant the world to me. You're always nervous as a pattern designer with whether a pattern is going to flop or if it's going to be your bestseller. And I'm just always a little bit nervous when I release a pattern to see whether people like it or not. And I'm just blown away with how much people have loved this pattern and how excited they are to make it. I know it's December, and so Advent season has already started. And if you have a yarn Advent and you're maybe like waiting until January to work with it, you just want to open your skeins now, or you just really haven't decided what you want to make yet, I highly recommend this pattern. I did specifically design it for a 24-day mini skein, 20-gram mini skein Advent, and so yes, it is just the perfect pattern. It is so nice. I like to drape it over my office chair, and so then when I get cold I can just wrap myself in it, and I love it so much. So I just wanted to let you know that that pattern is officially out. Honestly, this fall have not been reading a ton. I just kind of fell out of it in like September, and I just couldn't find a good book that I wanted to read until I finally got my hands on Riley Sager's new thriller, The Only One Left, that's what it's called. And I literally just finished it last night. It took me about a week to read, and oh my goodness, it is my new favorite Riley Sager book, and one of my favorite books I've read literally this entire year. It is a thriller, but it's not like scary. I don't like to talk too much about what different books are about, but I will say it is a thriller mystery. They're solving these murders that happened like 60 years earlier in the book, and it's so good. It's set like in November in Maine, in a mansion. Just like the whole vibes are so good, and just like the plot and everything is just so well done. So I highly recommend that book. I just completely devoured it, and I wish I could read it all over again for the first time. But other than that, I don't think I really have anything else to share other than I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. I'm not sure if I'll get another video out on the channel before the new year, but I'm so thankful for all of you, and yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful cozy day, and I will see you next time.